What's going on, Slay Bays? It's Ashley and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm gonna be going over the brand new Wet n Wild Crystal Cavern collection. Now the collection as a whole does retail for $49.99 and you get a total of 15 products, which I think is an absolute steal. I personally don't have the collection box because it's not available on the Wet n Wild Beauty website as of yet. They did have an early access. I saw that Trend Move posted that on her page. I personally did not partake in the early access. I just went over to CVS and I picked up individual items that I really wanted to share with you guys on camera. So the collection does come with 4 eyeshadow trios. It comes with 1 highlighter, brightening rocks, 4 perfume rollers, which is new for Wet n Wild, 4 lip glosses, and a facial mist. So I'm really excited to kind of dabble into each and every single product, let you guys know my thoughts. Y'all already know what's up here on this channel, so subscribe if you guys haven't already. It is free. Also, don't forget to click that bell so that way YouTube will notify you when I upload, which is every Monday and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 times a week, every single week. And without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into the video. So jumping straight into it, you guys, I've already primed my eyelids with a little bit of my Soft Ochre Paint Pot by MAC. Honestly, I don't know what it is. I just am really into priming my eyelids with more of a dry base primer as opposed to concealer because I feel like it really helps with the overall longevity of my eyeshadow application. Now, today I will be using the Crystal Cavern eyeshadow trios, but one thing I want you guys to be aware of is that these eyeshadow trios within the Crystal Cavern collection, they come with all shimmers. Like, there's no mattes within any of the eyeshadow trios, which is kind of just a buzz for me because I personally feel like I can't create a full-blown eyeshadow look with just shimmers alone. So in conjunction with the trios today, I will be using this eyeshadow palette also by Wet n Wild called My Glamour Squad because it has a bunch of neutral shades within the palette, and I feel like I would be able to create a full look with the mattes within this palette and some of the trios that I have. Now, I do want to show you guys the trios before I start. The first one is called Amethyst, which is this really beautiful purple trio. As you can see, it comes with all shimmers, but they swatch beautifully on the arm. The next one is called Jade. This one is filled with a bunch of beautiful greens. This olive right here is just breathtaking, and I really love the white shade. It actually looks white in the pan, but swatch on the hand, you guys, it is a beautiful light pale green that will look beautiful popped in the very inner corner. Then we have Rose Quartz. This is a really pretty rose palette. And then lastly, I have Clear Quartz. You guys, this one definitely has to be my least favorite because looking at these 2 shades in the pan, they look slightly different, but swatch on the arm, they literally look identical. And then the taupe right here is just kind of like, it's not like blowing me away or anything. So I would definitely pass on this one if I had to go out and repurchase all the trios again. So I'm now just gonna go ahead and go in with the My Glamour Squad palette. And the first shade I'm gonna take is this one right here. It is the lightest shade within this palette, and it says Transition because it is literally gonna be the perfect transitional shade. The brush I'm using is just an M441 by Morphe. It's one of my favorite brushes to actually go in with a light colored shadow in my crease. So I'm gonna start from outer to inner corner and go back and forth. This definitely doesn't have to be very, very intense or anything like that. It's really just meant to be a nice wash of color. So the next shade I'm going to take from within the palette is this one right here. Now this one is definitely more of a deeper shade than that of the transitional shade right up here. So I'm just going to use that to slightly like deepen up the crease, but nothing too crazy. I'm thinking I want to play around with the Jade trio from the Crystal Cavern collection. So I need to kind of deepen up this outer V to go with like the olive vibe. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of my Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer to cut my crease a little bit. And the brush I'm using is a Morphe M124. You guys already know what I like to do here. I kind of just like to stamp the very inner part and just carve out a little bit of lid space. It kind of cleans up everything before I go in with my lid shade. And then just with a flat brush, I'm just going to kind of pat the edges of the concealer just so that way they're not as stark and harsh. So the eyeshadow trio I'm going to use today is this one right here. This is called Jade. Now I definitely want to create more of like an olive smoky eye because that's what I'm feeling. I definitely want to do something more so dramatic. So I'm going to take this shade right here within the trio, the darkest shade, and I'm going to put this all over my eyelid because it is so pretty and I feel like it's going to give me like a really, really nice smoky eye. One thing I will definitely say about this eyeshadow, you guys, is that it is extremely pigmented. Do you guys see how intense that shade is on the lid? It is so pretty though. Like if you're gonna put this all over the lid, just know that you're going for a full blown smoky eye. Like I'm all about it. I haven't done a smoky eye like this in so long, so I'm all here for it. I'm just dragging this out a little bit more than halfway. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here from the Glamour Squad palette on an M507 and really work it into my crease to help blend my outer V area in with the shade that I put all over my lid. Just gonna go right back into an M441 and use this brush to help blend out this outer V area. Cause girl, we are looking smoked out. Then with a little bit of that green shade, I'm just gonna kind of tap it into the brown just for a better seamless blend. And I'm just using my finger because I feel like using your finger sometimes with this stuff just helps a lot more. And you can see I'm just kind of placing it where that dark brown and that green meet, so that way it blends a little bit better. So far things are looking pretty good. I'm not entirely sure if you guys can tell, but there is kind of like an awkward moment right here in this area. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go right back into the eyeshadow palette called My Glamour Squad, and I'm gonna pick up this shade right here on a tapered blending brush. This is just a Sigma E45, and I'm gonna rock that right there in that area to kind of just help with the overall blending because it looked a little strange and we want it to just blend so seamlessly into this look. And I like to use a brush like this for this step because it does have more of like a tapered tip, as you can see, so it fits right there in the crease. So as you guys can see, I am all the way smoked out. Like I literally went all in with this palette. I didn't even hesitate, not once. I went in with that really dark olive shade. One thing I want to point out within that olive shade is that it kind of crumbled a little bit, so it's a little bit like mush towards the edges, and I got a little bit of fallout. I definitely recommend maybe spritzing your brush with a little bit of Fix Plus, because whenever I would dip my brush into the pan, I got a little bit of crumbles on my table and stuff like that. So to prevent that, maybe spritz your brush with some Fix Plus. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean up the fallout and then we're going to finish off the look. So as you can see, I definitely have a full face of makeup on. I did my primer, concealer, powder, bronzer, all that jazz off camera. But if you guys want to know what products I use, I will be filming a little mini institute, including my base makeup, and I'm going to put it up on my Instagram tomorrow. So definitely follow me over on the gram if you guys like little mini Instagram tutorials, because I kind of, you know, sprinkle them in there on my feed a little bit. Anyways, besides that, I definitely want to work on the eyes a little bit more. So I'm going to go in with the Clear Quartz Trio right here. I know I said it wasn't my favorite, but I find that this is going to be the only trio that I can use for a brow bone highlight. So the shade I'm going to use is this one right here. This one just has way too much glitter in it, whereas this one I feel like is going to be perfect as a brow bone highlight. So I'm going to take this brush, which is a full coverage shadow brush by Smashbox, and I'm going to pop a little bit of it on my brow bone. And honestly, if your blending game is a little bit off, I feel like a brow bone highlight really just helps elevate your blending game. It really just helps blend everything together. So I'm gonna go back into the Jade palette and I'm gonna pick up this shade right here, which is a really pretty, just light green shade. As you can see, it has a really nice duochrome shift to it. So I'm gonna use a Morphe M124 and pick up a little bit of that shade, spritz it with some Fix Plus, and I'm actually gonna tap this onto my lid to lighten up my lid space a little bit. That is so pretty. Oh my gosh. You guys, look at that. Oh my goodness. Now that's what I'm talking about. Like, that is what I'm talking about. I am about it, honey. I am about it. I'm not even gonna lie, that shadow definitely took this look to the next level. Like, do you guys see what my lid color looks like right now? It definitely just like brightened up the entire look, and I am all about that. I'm gonna go right back into the My Glamour Squad palette, and I'm gonna pick up that dark brown and just smudge it out and smoke it out on my very lower lash line. You guys already know this is just gonna connect all of the shadow together and give it more of like a connected look. And then I'm going to use a little bit of this transitional shade to smoke and smudge it out. Then going right back into the lightest shade in the Jade palette, I'm gonna pop it in my very inner corner on its own. Now that that's done, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of liner. I definitely feel like this look could use a little bit of eyeliner, even if I don't wing it out. So I'm gonna use my ABH waterproof cream color in the shade Jet on a MAC 210 to do this. And now that I have my liner on, I'm gonna go in with some falsies. I'm gonna use these. These are the Eyelure X Jasmine Brown collaboration in the style Faux Glow. Now that my eyes are done, I definitely wanna go in with some other products from within the collection. So we have the Brightening Rocks right here, which honestly I've never tried this concept, so I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna feel about it. And then I also have the Mega Glow Highlighting Palette in the shade Crystal High. So I'm gonna first and foremost start off with the Brightening Rocks since I've never tried them before. It comes with a little cushion here that I want to say you take out, and then you kind of just swirl your brush in the rocks. Now the brush I'm using is just a Precise blush brush by Smashbox, and I'm just going to pop this on my cheeks. So I'm going to smile. And then just, ooh, that is pretty. So I went ahead and applied the Brightening Rocks to this side of my face. Definitely let me know how you guys feel about it. It's okay. It's not like, oh my God. I definitely feel like it added a really beautiful glow to my skin. I feel like it looks very, very glittery though. And I feel like it's sitting on top of the skin more than it's like melting into the skin, if that makes any sense at all. But again, these are the Brightening Rocks on this side, the left side of my face. I'm now gonna go in with the highlighting palette on the right side. Now I do want to note that this is more alongside a cream formula. Do you guys see that highlight? It is literally blinding, and it definitely feels very, very, very creamy. So I'm not entirely sure how it's going to apply over top of the powder I already have on my face. So let's see. Whoa. Okay, so if I had to pick a side, I would probably lean a little bit more towards the Mega Glow highlighter in Crystal High, just because I feel like it looks a little bit more wet. Whereas this side, like, it looks pretty, but it kind of like skipped in this area right here. And I do feel like it's kind of just like sitting on the skin, whereas this, I feel like it kind of just like, you know, melted into my skin. And keep in mind, I did apply this over top of powder. So if I was to just apply it to my skin straight without any powder or anything like that, I feel like it would look very, very wet and skin-like, which is really, really pretty for like the spring and summer. So keep that in mind. But I do like this side a lot better than the Brightening Rocks, if I'm being completely honest. And because the lip product from Wet n Wild is a gloss, I'm actually gonna go in with a Velvet Matte Lip Pencil by Nars in the shade Good Times. I did use this in a previous video and I really, really like the color, and I just feel like it's gonna go with the look very well. And to top that off, I'm gonna use the Mega Glow lip gloss in the shade Clear Quartz, just to add some shine to the overall look and feel of the lip. Ooh. That is pretty. You can definitely see like the green shimmer. You know what? I will definitely say that the gloss is very, very moisturizing. It's not sticky whatsoever. You could definitely see like the specks of teal and green within the gloss, which definitely isn't a bad thing. I feel like with this eye, it kind of just clashes just a tad bit. But overall, I think the look looks really, really beautiful. So you guys, this is my final and completed look. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, let me just say, I was not expecting to get a lid color like this out of this little trio right here. When I originally sat down, I thought I was gonna do a very deep olive smoky eye, like a very dark olive smoky eye. I didn't think I was gonna be able to get a lid color as bright as I have right here just by using this little trio, but this duochrome right up here, it really took this look to the next level when I layered it over top of this really deep olive. So this trio is a trio that I definitely recommend. I definitely have to play around with some of the other trios to let you guys know how I feel about them. But if they're anything like this, I think you guys are really, really going to enjoy them. Let's talk about the highlighters within the collection. I I definitely recommend this one in Crystal High in the triangle packaging over the Brightening Rocks, simply because I kind of feel like the Brightening Rocks really accentuated the texture on my skin, and I am not about that. I felt like the highlighter really sat on top of the skin as opposed to melted into the skin. And you guys know I'm really into highlighters that kind of just melt into the skin, that look a little bit more skin-like, and this just didn't do it for me, unfortunately. But again, I do really like this one in the triangle packaging in the shade Crystal High. I don't know what it is about the formula. It's definitely more like a creamy formula. Look at that. I just swiped it once and it literally is so blinding, so foiled. I feel like this highlighter is going to be perfect for those days where you don't want to wear a lot of makeup. You want to glow from within and you want a very natural skin finish. I laid this highlighter over top of powder, so I personally feel like it didn't glide on as beautifully as it would have if I didn't have powder on. As you can see, I just put this on my hand and my hand looks wet. Like, it looks so beautiful. This is a highlighter I definitely recommend from the collection. Ochre. As for the gloss, I really have nothing bad to say about the gloss. It's extremely moisturizing and hydrating on the lips. It doesn't feel sticky at all. I personally love glosses with reflex like this because in certain lighting conditions, it looks a little bit more pink, but then when you kind of shift your face or shift your lips in any way, shape, or form, it kind of pulls a little bit green and teal, and I personally really like that in a gloss. I feel like if you want to have really juicy, shiny looking lips with a nice reflect to it, this is a really, really good product for an awesome price point. As for the face mist, I don't feel like this is anything special. If you already own like these facial mists by Wet n Wild, you probably don't need this one. Not to say that this is bad because it's just as good as this is, but again, if you already own these in your collection, you probably don't need to go out and personally pick this one up. But again, if you get it in a bundle, it's definitely worth the money. So those are pretty much my thoughts. Oh, also the perfume roller. I did roll it on my wrist right here and it smells okay. It's definitely not like a parfum or anything like that that's going to be extremely potent. If you want something to kind of toss in your bag so that way you could smell good throughout the day, definitely pick this up. Upon initial application, it smells like straight alcohol, but you have to wait a little bit and then the scent is just very, very faint and it's there. So those are pretty much my thoughts on the collection. Let me know what you guys think of it down below in the comments, and let me know if you guys want me to play with any of the other eyeshadow trios within the collection in future videos. With that, I do want to do my post notification shout out of the week, and I want to give a huge shout out to Miss Cetina. She says, "Oh my god, I love this look and don't ever apologize for a long video. I am here for it. Hashtag Slaybase, hashtag notification squad." Huge shout out to you, girl. Not only are you my post notification shout out of the week, but you also won a mystery makeup box. For those of you guys who don't know, I'm giving away a mystery makeup box to my post notification shout out of the week. And all you have to do to enter is like the video and leave me a comment down below with the hashtag Slaybase. With that, I'm gonna go, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so freaking much, and I will be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces.